Bargain is a Korean miniseries on Paramount Plus. That's the only place to watch it. Now, I remember seeing like so many ads for this and so many posters. Paramount was really pushing this original content. It came out in 2022. This one is about Jong-seo. He is a man who goes to a hotel of sorts. It's a brothel, and he's negotiating with a woman because she's supposed to be a virgin. Her name's Ju-young. She put out a profile saying she's a virgin. She wants to sell her virginity for $1,000. And once he starts to suss out that she's not actually a virgin, he bargains her down her price. And they're still going to have sex when he finds out that she's not who she says she is. And he wakes up strapped to a table, blindfolded and gagged, marker all over his body because they plan to sell his organs to the highest bidder. So this show takes a really interesting sort of direction by having a lot of long takes. Camera will swoop in, swoop out, minimal cuts. You're really immersed. It almost feels like you're a fly on the wall. And they try not to like edit or cut as if they can. And the first episode's pretty scary because he's strapped to a table. They introduced to all these different bidder characters that want organs for various reasons. There's a rich lady. There's a man who wants a kidney for his father. There's a whole bunch of characters. There's a whole structure, criminal organization. You see there's a room of all the different ladies they have working for them. And then something happens in the pilot. A horrific earthquake that shakes the entire building to its core, opening up a giant hole in the middle of the building and then burying the building. So that anyone can be pushed in and fall to the water reservoir below. So this movie almost has a video game-like structure because Ju-young is pushed into that hole, and so is our main character, Jong-seo, and the two of them work together to sort of climb up the levels of this building. And of course, the criminal gang doesn't want the police to show up, so they begin a bounty of killing anyone to get rid of loose ends. There's a lot of weird people in the building. There's these two guys that dispose of bodies in the bottom, so they have to deal with them first. There's also other victims get pushed down the hole. And as this is a really interesting sort of mix of tension and suspense because the camera doesn't really cut away. It always tries to linger on things, and it almost feels like you're in there with them. And every time someone disappears and comes back, it almost becomes like a really anxiety-filled sort of thing because you're like, where were you? You come back, you're holding a kitchen knife, you introduce new information, you start swinging at people, they find something, there's always a new twist, there's always a new sort of rule to bend, and the show is just addictive. It's only 6 episodes long. I blew through it all in one sitting because it was just so enthralling. The acting's okay. It's not anything particularly amazing, but it's just the plot is so unique. You know, you're in this sort of earthquake-shaken building. Everyone could be trying to kill you. There's a really suspenseful moment where they get taken hostage by the bidders. And then, you know, when they come back, it's just every time you leave a room and come back, the situation can completely change. It almost feels like everyone is on crack or meth in this series. Everyone is just, it's probably because they're in such a large emergency situation that obviously normal people would be kind of calm, but sometimes people aren't calm. Sometimes people get antsy and jumpy and erratic and you start waving around knives and weapons and they start trying to tie up people. It becomes a really high anxiety sort of situation, high stakes, hard on the nerves. People break down, people start doing things, acting erratic. I really love this series, especially the actress who plays Ju-young. She's a great talent. I've actually seen like all of her movies except for 2, and she's also in a Netflix action movie called Ballerina, and she's in a couple other small films too, but she's great. She's great in the movie. Really good chemistry with Jong-seo, and the two of them work together to sort of find a way out of the situation. There's just twist after twist. You never know where this series is going to go. I think this one website said it was as good as Squid Game. I would say, yeah, it's pretty good. It's not like drop everything and go watch it, but it is kind of like that. It's pretty darn good. So I really like Bargain, and I think it's a recommendation from me.